Okay. So Plume just has come out about an hour ago. I did pull for her and I've been testing her in Inferno Khloros, especially in the faster teams. And you're gonna see I did a 10 run. I've been doing 10 runs for the past like 30 minutes. And I've only lost like 1 out of like 30. And it's gonna be because of Plume. So usually the team, instead of Plume here, you would use Viper, sometimes even Heinrich, right? And this run would be like at most like a 70% win rate, maybe even dropping to like 30 to 40% depending on your luck. But Plume makes this team, and pretty much any single team, as long as you slot out Yelli for whatever DPS you have, just a super high win rate. And you're gonna see that the runs are super fast as well. It's like gonna average about a minute. The fastest clear is 53 seconds, and that's with my team not being even super optimized. And that means you can get the 3 stars and just farm very fast and very consistently, as you can see. This character is absolutely batshit insane here. It's mostly because of the fact of her S3. So she can dispel and also defense down and reduce the damage dealt by an additional 25% on the boss. So it's kind of similar to Khloros' S3 where you defense down and also reduce the damage you take. But you don't have that speed down, but you have, more importantly, that dispel to remove the immunity from the boss. And that is super important because, yeah, if you don't remove the immunity and you don't land defense down, you just die on the opener. And if you're running Khloros, you would have to run 2 units to do what Plume can do. So you basically open up another slot to make the team comps a lot more flexible. Also, you're pushing up your turn meter on your entire team, which will make it so that you can meet the speed check a lot more easily. And this Cursed Quill makes you do more damage to the boss and reduces the boss's speed and the ad speed as well, which makes speed tuning this even easier. Now you're going to see for my skill investments, I have 5-1-2. Honestly, I think you can do it as 1-1-1 if you have enough like speed gear. But to make it a little bit easier, what I did is I leveled up my S1 to max because this just makes this, the speed requirements a lot less because you're gaining speed on Plume, and you're also reducing more speed on the boss and the minions. And then on top of that, with the S3 being level 2, you get an increased chance to dispel. I think this is pretty important, honestly. So if you're gonna put any lattice into her, at least put 1 into her S3 so you have that extra dispel chance. This will come in handy for things not just like Khloros, but also for Terramaton and also for Aurora, where I'll be showcasing her as well. Just a crazy character. She goes first on the team. You just make her as fast as possible and on full effect accuracy. That is pretty much it. She has pretty good base HP and defense, so she's not going to really die. And you want to put her on Codex so that she can S3 twice. Now, after that, we have Lily here. If you guys are wondering why I'm using such a, I don't want to say pay to win, but like premium unit team, it's because it's literally the first hour. I'll show more free-to-play teams later on. And I just wanted to show, you know, the team comp that most people are trying to speedrun with and how you can make it more consistent with Plume. But anyways, yeah, we're using Lily now. So Lily, pretty standard Lily build, make her as fast as possible. Don't really care too much about her right side stats, just make her fast. And Jackal Guard. This is pretty required because you want to cycle quickly because you need to drop the boss from 10 stacks to 0 before he takes 2 turns, otherwise you end up dying. Then we have Nymphonial, same thing, faster the better. You do want 2 lattice into her S3 to get that extra attack boost, and then you just run her on a full HP setup with full speed. You can even see I'm running 1 flat HP piece, which is absolutely terrible compared to max HP. I'm only at like 38k health. Some people can get theirs to like 45k plus, which will make your shield bigger, but this works for me, so you know, this is what we're running. And you want her on Codex as well, so you can reapply the Rhyme Bloom after it goes down. And then for the DPS, you can use Lilium or you can use Yelli. I'll showcase both. However, I do think Yelli's better because her S3 has a defense down, and in the case that Plume actually lands her Dispel, which will almost always happen, she rarely ever misses, but misses her defense down, what can actually happen is Yelli can save your run by applying the defense down. If you miss the defense down, not only do you miss the extra damage, but you die to the opener because the boss's damage scales with his defense, so keeping defense down on the boss is pretty important. So I think Yelli is slightly better, but you know, Lilium also has her upside. Hers is that she can actually heal up a lot more, especially because you can run her on count and because she has lifesteal. Because you're going to find that when you're running Yelli comps, she does drop a bit low, and if you get extremely unlucky, she can probably die, I think, and make your runs just go bad and lose, if that makes sense. So because of that, Lilium does have the upside of being tankier. Also, you can run her on more faster setup because her base speed's higher, so you can take more turns, but both work as well. You know, I'm just showing you guys the builds very quickly. Yeah, Lilium you want on Keen Eye Fury in either Swift Raid or Fury Edge. Yelli you want her on Onslaught Fury. Onslaught Harvest works as well. I don't think Momentum's that great, but for your last one, Fury Edge or Swift Raid works as well. And then for me, I'm running Harvest Fury because it is just the most burst for shell bosses. So I'll show you guys the runs for both Lilium and Yelli in this team comp. Like I said, I'll show you guys more free to play teams. Don't worry about it. I'm just showing the team that, like, I think almost 70% of the people in the rankings are using. Yeah, 65% have been using this team, and now you can replace Viper with Plume, so helping out the majority of the player base that are using this team here. So I'll show you guys the run, and I'm going to talk about some things during the run because there's ways to improve this team. Mine isn't even tuned that well because there's like some scary points where I think if there's worse RNG, I can probably end up losing. But basically, Lily pushes up Yelli. Plume will then dispel and defense down and apply weakness. And then Inferno puts up her S3 Rhyme Bloom, gives everyone the shield, buff, and immunity. And then Yelli will do a ton of damage. And what I've noticed with Plume is that there's like a bug when she S3s for me that my frames drop. I don't know if it's just me, but let me know in the comments down below if it happens to you. But we're also going to reset here the Yelli S3. Plume reapplies her defense down and also her weakness. And then we reapply the shields again. And the run speed will pretty much come down to how often your Yelli decides to follow up. If you actually get the unluckiest rolls where you only get one, you can still win. Actually, you still do win no matter what, as long as you have the speed to make sure the boss doesn't, you know, enrage and one-shot you. So here we go, and we'll kill the boss on the next turn. We did get pretty unlucky on the follow-ups, but like I said, you're going to see that we have more than enough time to kill the boss here, and that is the team with Yelli. So I'm going to show you guys a run with Lilium now. It's pretty much the same thing, except you don't get that extra chance to defense down in case your Plume misses. But you'll see that Lilium will be pretty much full health for the entire run here, which is great. Make it so that she can never die. And she also can't ever get, you know, pushed back. One of the minions can actually push you back in this fight. And since Lilium's immune to it, you know, it just makes it so that if for some reason the run takes longer than usual and you drop your immunity buff off your second Inferno, your Inferno S3, you will be able to still cycle very quickly with her and do a lot of damage. And you're going to see the speed tuning is still exactly the same. You're going to find with Lilium, you're actually going to be able to drop the stacks of the boss a lot easier because she has like that speed buff. But you can see we're barely meeting the speed requirements here to drop it to 0 stacks. So, you know, eventually making my team faster will make the run, I don't want to say more stable because I just barely met the speed requirements, but you do want to make your team as fast as possible so it doesn't get that scary. But yeah, that is Plume in Khloros, guys, for the speed teams. Like I said, I'll showcase her in different teams. I do want to try her with that Doki Doki Rahu team that I had earlier. She's just an amazing character for Khloros Inferno. She's going to be also very good in pretty much every single Inferno content outside of like Sharon, because Sharon can't get debuffed. So I'll be releasing more videos testing her out there with different teams you can try, and I'll also be giving you more teams for this boss as well. And she's also amazing in PvP, especially for turn 1 players, and for turn 2 bruiser players like myself, I'm going to definitely test her out after latticing her up more, especially her S2, because this looks absolutely crazy when you max it. So yeah, expect more videos on Plume coming out in the near future, and I'll see you guys next video.